This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by HostGator, one of the top web hosting providers around. Save 60% off of shared hosting for 3 years with code MMA60. Factor 75, get fresh meals delivered to your door. Get $40 off the first 2 weeks with code MMANUTS40. Protect-A-Bed, shield your mattress and pillows from allergens, dust mites, and moisture. Save 20% off with code MMANUTS at protectabed.com. Watch Shop, the leading retailer of brand name designer watches, get 20% off with code MMA20. Defense Soap, the ultimate soap for wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, and MMA athletes, with the new peppermint oil bars and shower gel. Use code MMANUTS for 15% off. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 435.
435!
My name is Engel Weigold.
Back road at that my show. By my fans, for my fans, walking line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on?
Well, we're going to talk about ridiculous shortly.
Yep.
Got some ridiculous shit happen over the weekend.
True.
What's going to be the serious? That's my question.
Probably Booze Buffer.
Bruce
Buffer's fucking...
shooter jacket?
Yeah, I put, you saw it, but I think that's casino camouflage.
It looks like carpet in a casino.
Seriously, he just blends right in. You don't even know. Like guy has a grabber or blows out his ACL.
That's right.
This kind of shit. So
he wore that the whole night too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Didn't even change.
Yeah,
He doesn't usually
fucking
changes
guy.
for the main
Sometimes
event.
if
Didn't
it's
do it.
super special. Yeah.
Didn't do it.
So I made some bets. They didn't work out.
Yeah.
Except for one. I did one off because I hedged my bet. So I had those parlays.
Yeah.
And Luke Rockhold fucked those up along with Diego Sanchez and Holm, but
Pretty much everybody lost.
I lost on all of them except I bet Jorge Masvidal outright and then came out a little bit ahead because I really felt good on that one. But
Okay.
so let's start with John Joe's Thiago Santos.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. I found it interesting because I had Santos winning round 1 for sure, and I thought he won round 5, and round 2 was close for me. Now, I felt like the first round he kind of shocked me in how much he was able to kind of connect with John, and I think John even kind of was like, "Whoa, this guy's got a little bit of power here. This is kind of scary." But then he blows out the knee, right? Was it in the late first round?
Yeah, it said late first round he did ACL, MCL, PCL, meniscus.
Wow.
Pretty much only one tendon still hanging
How
on.
was he standing still?
And then the right knee, he partially tore a ligament in that one. So.
Well, according to what I read, he had minor surgery about 4 or 6 weeks before he started training camp, and he had to only do like a 2-month camp or something instead of a 3-month because of that. They weren't sure. They wanted him to not fight, and he's like, "I'm fighting. I may never get this fight again." But I wonder, because I felt like he was dominating John for a little bit there, and I thought that the fact that he couldn't use his kicks that were working really well in the first round, what would have happened if he could have been doing all that? Because John didn't look so hot against him, I thought.
No, I would say John came into this fight, he looked really lean.
Yes.
And I didn't like his approach. He looked like he was in slow motion.
Uh-huh.
And he was standing right in front of Thiago the entire fight. And I didn't like his lack of output. So I looked at how many strikes he threw in a 5-round fight, which was this one, and I compared it to all his other 5-round fights. So this fight, he threw 90 strikes.
In the whole fight?
Yeah.
Oh, that's low.
And he normally averages 147 for a 5-round fight.
Wow.
So way down. But he landed 59 of 90 for 66%. Santos landed 43 of 166 for 26%.
Okay,
so
big difference.
John was effective, but he's trying to do this bullshit, and I'm going to put him in the GSP category because he's becoming a fucking boring fighter because he's doing the bare minimum to get the win.
I think this started against OSP, right? Was that the fight he came back on?
That's the one he came back on, and he didn't look right.
Didn't look great, yeah.
But when he's fighting lower tier opponents, he's not finishing them. So he fought Anthony Smith, he goes to decision. He fights Thiago Santos, he goes to decision. But like, what are you doing? You should, if you're the fucking best ever, and you finish guys like Cormier and Gustafsson of late, you should be fucking one-rounding these guys. But I think John is trying to challenge himself to the point of, gee, how can I make this the hardest fight possible for myself? Let me stand in front of this guy and fucking have a kickboxing match.
Which he was losing.
In some points. I mean, this was a split decision.
I think you could have argued that Santos still won that fight. I think that second round was super close.
It was close. I mean, in my book, I had it 3-2 for John, but
yeah.
I also give him the benefit of a champion, which I know I shouldn't. Like,
well, you got to take it from the champ.
To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And
exactly.
I know that shouldn't play in, but it plays in my book, and I don't think that Thiago did enough. And
can't fault you for that. I'm just kind of sad. I don't know. To me, it's like, do they run this back? I don't know.
Well, the question is, I think Thiago is 36, and with that kind of damage to his fucking knee, is he going to be the same fighter ever again?
No.
Like, I don't think you can blow out almost your entire knee and then come back.
How
like, there's just no way.
I don't understand.
I don't know. That's one ligament holding everything together, because you saw there were 2 or 3 times where it fucking blew out.
Yeah.
And then if I'm John's coaches, I don't remember hearing them say, attack his fucking knee.
No, they never did.
And, you know, he was doing the obliques, but he could have thrown like a back leg kick, because both of them kept switching the stances, so he couldn't always get that angle on it. But you could get that back leg kick if you stepped in and then like kick it from the backside.
Well, Santos was lighting him up on the inside leg kicks too. His leg was all fucked up.
Yeah, John, and afterwards, that's a good point. Both of them were fucking wheelchairing around and were going to the hospital.
Santos walked out of the cage, and I think John did not, right?
Yeah.
He had to be, well, he walked, but he needed to be helped. And regarding the coaching, is a good point. I almost texted you because we didn't watch it together this time, but we both watched it. And after the first round, Greg Jackson tells John Jones, did you hear him? He's like, that was a great round. So I'm gonna need you to do, and I'm like, what kind of fucking advice is this? You just got why are you telling this guy it was a great round? It was not a great round. You're getting lit up in there. What kind of approach is this? Is this a page out of the Ronda Rousey book or something? What's
maybe maybe it's John needs to hear that kind of shit, but he's playing a dangerous game.
Yes.
Like, this should not have been a split decision.
No.
I say Thiago is good, but he's not
John Jones level good.
Right. And John is fighting down against these lesser opponents.
Yeah. GSP started on this approach too.
And I think John said that. Like, he didn't say it in those exact words, but I'm kind of trying to do the bare minimum to keep my fucking title. And I don't want to see that kind of a fighter.
Did you happen to notice? I don't know if you looked at this, the stats. If the first round, if what John's output was in the first round.
You got to go type in fight metric UFC 239, and that'll pull up. And then you can click on the stats for each fight.
Because you said he was...
he threw a total of 90 strikes in the fight, so maybe 15 in the first round.
There it is. Okay.
Now click on stats, and then I'll show you round by round.
I'm curious about if there was a different round by round. Okay.
So total strikes.
16.
Yeah.
Santos 26, but Santos landed 42% of his strikes in the first round. Then it went way down from there, 16, 18, 28, 29.
He can't push off.
No.
That was the one thing I noticed too when his left knee blew out. Like, he can't really push off on that one to throw a significant strike.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think John could have lost that belt over the weekend if that knee injury didn't happen.
And I think that's all on John. The way he fought that, because he could have taken him down. He didn't. I think maybe he went for a takedown, but
Did he go for one?
that wasn't really part of his game plan. And the other thing he was doing, he was trying to be flashy at the end of the rounds to try to steal him. So at the end of the round, let me throw like some kind of spinning shit. Let me throw a spinning back elbow. Really don't like it. Credit to Thiago, because Jesus Christ, if I blow out that much, I'm probably out. I know it's a title fight.
Yeah.
But, man,
Tough guy.
that's like, this could be career-ending kind of shit for the guy.
Probably. Well, he's had almost 30 fights, so he is near the end of his career, you know? So it's maybe he thought this was going to be his payday. Might as well make it good.
Could be.
I'm sure he'll get another fight. You know, those guys are tough.
Yeah, but he's going to have so much rehab. I think they were saying middle of 2020, so he's probably good 9 months of rehab.
Well, a leg injury like that, a knee injury, definitely takes 6 to 8 months minimum.
Yeah, just thinking of one, like an ACL, but now you've got 3 CLs in there. Fuck, man. That's crazy.
You want to talk about the women next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amanda Nunes and
Thoughts?
Holly Holm. So I don't remember Amanda being a kickboxer, and I could be wrong because typically she's just boxed. But here's another case of, hey, let me beat someone at their own game. And I think it's Holly getting sloppy in the boxing or the kickboxing area, because early on I remember she took a head kick, she blocked it, but she felt it.
Oh yeah.
And then later on she just, she's getting loose with her hands, and that hand came down at the right time that kick came up and just fucking blasted. And then a couple more shots from Amanda. Like, holy shit. So now the question is, when you're looking at Nunes, there's two questions. It's like, one, who can beat her at either weight class?
I think nobody at this point. I mean, do you think Cyborg could if they run it back?
That's the next fight they're talking about. I think there's the potential if she approaches it cautiously, because she went in too fucking wild. And a lot of people aren't mentioning that she had Amanda hurt in that fight when they first fought, but when she was coming in crazy, Amanda clipped her, and that changed it. So it wasn't just 100% one-sided in that fight. But the other question I ask is Amanda Nunes the greatest woman fighter of all time?
Joe
When you
Rogan
look at her
seems to think
fucking
so.
record.
He said that.
Like, look who she's beating. So, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg, Miesha Tate, Holly Holm. That's 4 fucking champions.
Right, and I know you love Cyborg, but Cyborg didn't do that route. She beat a lot of not champions.
Yeah, for I think
a long time.
10 years. So it's like,
there's a difference.
there is. There's the quality of opponent.
Which is kind of like the Daniel Cormier argument, guy who's really fought the best of the best, right? So she's in the same category. So it's like, I have to say that it's possible she might be the greatest women MMA fighter ever. It's very possible. I don't know.
And I just don't see who can beat her. There's no one really in that camp. I mean, if I got to put a bet on someone, I'm putting a bet on Cyborg to beat her. But, Cyborg's got 1 fight left on her contract. She's going to fight Felicia Spencer here in the near future.
Yeah.
And then my money is she's out of the UFC because they have no respect for her.
No.
So why would she want to come back and fight Amanda again when she could go over and make bank in Bellator? She could go over to Rizin, ONE FC, anywhere besides the UFC.
And get back on the sauce.
Yeah, fuck yeah. All these chicks. And then you want to go to Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren? Jesus Christ. This is... and you know what? Before we even start, I want to say Jorge Masvidal is maybe my favorite fighter now. He's into my favorite fighter category.
It's crazy, man.
I love this guy.
Well, let me give you some.
Go ahead.
Well, do you want to? We should. I mean,
quotes afterwards.
I have tons of quotes.
Well, I want to talk about the fight. So, he starts the fight. He's got his hands behind his back. Goes straight at him. Fucking flying knee. He's out before he even hits the canvas. 2 more fucking ring him up punches from, Jesus. I forgot what they're calling him. Ghetto Jesus. He's fucking baptizing fools left and right.
Yes, he did.
Like, man, this guy's on fire. And this is the one, like, I just know. I know he's going to beat Ben Askren. So, people were freaking out about his post-fight celebration because he stiffened up as a board and dove to the ground and rolled around.
He tapped.
Right. So do you have a problem with his post-fight celebration?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Typically, I'm torn because I like my fighters to be respectful, but I know the backstory of all this and the bad blood and all the shit talking. And Ben's been doing this for 10 years, talking shit to people. And this is finally the time, and I get it. And Masvidal is like one of those old school, like Diaz brothers kind of personalities where it's like it's fucking war in there. So I really don't have a problem with it because it's polarizing and it's exciting, and I think it was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be entertained by another man's pain, but I was entertained.
And I think part of it is I don't like Askren. I never have, and I probably never will. I would give him the credit of handling the loss like a boss and going on the Hawani show and saying, hey, man, I talked a lot of shit. I probably deserved getting punched a couple times afterwards. So
very classy and respectful. And didn't have any. I do agree with him, though. He said that, it's not luck, it's skill. But it's not going to happen 100 out of 100 times. And I really would have liked to see what would have happened if that didn't happen. Because I don't know that Masvidal can be that successful if Askren gets a hold of him.
Well, his takedown defense is pretty good, Masvidal, and he's very good at scrambling him back up to his feet.
He is.
So that's why I would have said he would have pieced him up for 3 rounds. When you look at how successful Robbie Lawler was, Robbie technically knocked him out 3 times.
Yes, he did.
So I think Ben's going to have a hard time against any of the elite strikers in the 170-pound division.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about Masvidal at the post-fight press conference, because Jesus Christ, was that guy on fire?
On fire. Well, my favorite quote.
He had, it was pretty much every quote he had. How about, do you have the one where they were calling him out, like, hey man, did you have to throw those extra punches?
Oh yeah, he said those last few punches were super necessary. I wish the referee had slipped on the way so I could have landed a few more. My favorite though was, and I don't get this, but I can appreciate it. It's not over for Ben either. He still has to deal with me if I see him at Whole Foods. I'm gonna still slap that dude up because I just don't like him. Yeah. And I don't think he's bullshitting. I think he's serious.
No, he did it backstage at the Darren Till fight against that who is it, Leon Edwards, when he came over and gave him that 3-piece or whatever.
Well, Ben said that 3-piece wasn't going to be enough. So then his other quote was Masvidal says he thought it was going to be a 3-piece, but no, you got the whole fucking MGM Grand Buffet to the face. Yeah. So, I mean, I appreciate this. Did you see the Wikipedia for Askren?
No, what did they do to him?
It says, what does it say? He's born whenever he was born, and then currently residing in the Shadow Realm with Luke Rockhold, courtesy of a 1-piece and a soda by Jorge Masvidal. Nice.
I love it.
So, I mean, you got to give the guy his due. Granted, just like when Conor McGregor knocked out Aldo, if they fight again, that's probably not going to happen like that, But I think people discount. So many people say, "Oh, that's luck." Yeah, but can you? Okay, no, let's line each other up across a fucking octagon and see how many times you can land a flying knee to the face and knock a guy out.
He said they were specifically training that. I mean, Mike Brown posted the footage.
Yes.
Of him training that, and they had asked him, were you going to do that right off the bat? He's like, no, it was just in my back pocket. I was going to do it at some point, but he said he felt like that was the time because he saw the way that Askren was looking at him and kind of coming at him. He's like, now's the time, and fucking went for it. And technically, I think that is a 4-second KO. It's not 5.
Yeah,
if you look back at the tape.
Yeah.
Even when the ref got in there, was at 4 seconds.
Yeah, it could have been 2 even.
Yeah, no one's going to beat that. You'd have to do another. The only other chance there was when Fabricio Verdum did that flying sidekick on Travis Brown.
True.
He didn't knock him out, but if that that's what it's going to take. And you know what this reminded me of? Fucking THQ UFC when he used to run across the fucking cage and knock someone out. Fucking mouthpiece goes flying.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's just shit, man.
Good for him, though. I really do respect a guy who's more old school because it's just something different, and I like the different look, So it's
just someone being real, and there's only a handful of people like that. You take like the Diaz brothers, a McGregor, a Nurmagomedov, a Masvidal.
Yes, I get where he's coming from too. He made a good point. He's like, oh, it's okay to talk all this shit, talk about my wife and all this stuff before the fight, but after the fight, I'm supposed to be respectful.
He's like, no, I wanna embarrass you so that guys in the future don't take liberties with me.
Exactly.
So that's part of showing everybody an example.
I think he made a very good example.
Yeah, he handled all those questions. Like whoever was asking the questions was trying to be a dick, and he's like, listen. He just shut everybody down. He was making everybody laugh.
It was good. It was definitely good.
He was saying, like, when you're to add on to the quote of were those punches necessary, he says they're super necessary. My job is to hit somebody until the referee pulls me off. So those people, I would say, maybe don't watch MMA. Go back to soccer.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the other part of it.
Yep. Like, fuck yeah. I get that. I love it. So I think that was probably my favorite fight of the night because that's what I wanted.
And those 2 punches landed hard. They were not.
They were from Jesus.
They were not
from
soft
like
punches.
12 to fucking hell, man.
That reminds me of something. Okay, carry on.
Well, I don't have anything else to say about that fight.
Yeah.
Next fight would have been Luke Rockhold and Jan Blachovich.
Yeah, I figured. Are you still a super big Rockhold fan? I mean, even before this, or have you?
No, I'm kind of fair weather with this guy because Not the performance. This one I didn't see coming at all. This was probably the most shocking thing on the card because I think Rockhold was a pretty heavy favorite.
He was.
And Rockhold looked like he was gassed out 3 minutes into the first round. I'm like, how the fuck are you gassed out at 205 when you should be carrying more cardio at this point?
But he looked more muscular than I remember him.
Yeah.
And he had the shin thing, which apparently he's had major issues with like infections of his shin, and he had some kind of tape on it and a sleeve. And I wonder like if that's affecting him in some way.
Probably. And he's probably a little rusty. I don't remember when's the last time he fought, right? It's been a while.
It's been a while. At least a year, I think.
So. He was pretty much KO'd at the end of the first round. That head kick came right at the buzzer, set him down.
It landed late, but it started.
It initiated right at the same time. Yeah. Like you can't stop that. So it's like shit. So he's pretty knocked out. Comes the second round. I was telling Pete, who I was watching a fight with, I said Rockhold's getting knocked out. It's coming, and then 30 seconds later, a fucking left hook again
from
sleeps
hell.
him.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see this coming either, but Yan has some pretty heavy hands, it seems.
Yeah, he looked like he was a heavyweight fighting a light heavyweight.
Huge.
I was not expecting that. Broke Rockhold's jaw in the process.
Dana White thinks he should hang it up, too.
Yeah, go back to modeling. I don't know if that's, I was talking to my brother about that. He's like, that's so fucking insulting to say, like, hey, man, maybe you should stop fighting and go be a model. When you think about it.
I think he has like a Ralph Lauren deal or
something.
He's making lots of money, like
Calvin Klein or whatever. One of the big ones.
Calvin Klein.
I have no idea.
I don't even know. But
doesn't matter. I'm not into.
He's a good-looking man. He could probably make money other ways.
Yeah, I don't know. And you might want to reconsider life. If you have a broken jaw and you're a model, you can't be messing this shit up.
Right.
So I don't know where he goes because he's been getting brutally knocked out. So
2 out of the last 3, right?
But I mean, I hear what Dana White's saying, but why is it this guy, and why not some of the other guys? Why is it we're talking what? He's been brutally knocked out 3 times?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. Luke Rockhold.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could go to the Vitor Belfort.
You know his middle name is Skyler?
No.
Sounds very gay.
It does.
I just learned
Vitor Belfort. Michael Bisping, and
Yoel Romero.
Blachovich. Yeah, that one was the last one. And then Yoel kissed him on the lips.
Yep. Maybe
he turned him to the gays.
It's possible. He hasn't looked great in those last few fights, that's for sure. He lost the last 3 out of 4.
Right.
Downhill skid. I mean, he's had like quite a few fights here, so overall...
He's regressing, though. That's the problem. He is not getting better as a fighter. So I don't know if that's age or what's going on with him. Training camps, because he's kind of not at AKA and he's training with Henry Hoof, but his striking is getting worse.
He's only 34. It's weird. He looked older, performance-wise.
Yeah. It wasn't there for him.
6'3", tall dude. I didn't realize he was that tall.
Huh. And I think 205 is the right weight class, but, man... Maybe he needs to go to more of a grappling-based approach because his top game is probably one of the best in fucking MMA.
Especially if his leg's all fucked up, he can't be striking.
That's his game.
The left leg, it's not. I don't think he throws it with the same intention as he did a few years ago. Especially if that, and you start to wonder too, like guys like that, if they have ongoing like blood issues, from all the weight cutting. I don't know what, but from all the weight cutting and stuff, and you start getting infections like that, like, is that affecting his overall? That could fuck with your cardio for sure. Having, like, the staph infections and stuff. So I don't know. I haven't been excited to watch him fight the last few times, so I could care less if he retires.
Well, if he gets brutally knocked out, that's always exciting.
Well,
I mean, when you look at this card, that's 3 fucking brutal knockouts.
Yeah.
Each one of them was devastating. And then let's go to the last fight. Diego Sanchez versus Michael Chiesa.
Yes.
And I want to play this interview that MMA Junkie did.
Did Diego think he won the fight?
He thinks he won every fight.
Because you could argue 10-8 rounds, yeah? On some of those? Maybe.
It was a great fight. I
came here, I talked to you guys. Mickey Golf fight.
I got you excited. I told you guys exactly what I was going to do. I went out there and I did exactly what I was going to do. I got hit one time in the fight. I dominated, and man, poor Mickey Gal. I haven't not heard from him and where he is doing, what he's doing, his next fight. I haven't heard nothing from him. That's because I went inside him. I took his virginity, and in a dirty Sanchez kind of way, you know, I give him about 5 good knees to the anus. Affected the hemorrhoidal system, you know, that might have been part of
what
why
is he
had
talking
kidney
about?
failure in the fight, because all the blood was down there in the lower region of his body, and
did he really have kidney failure?
I don't know. But I mean, this was like one of his interviews, and then he had another one with Ariel Helwani. He's just fucking 100% off the reservation.
He's on the weed, man. I think he's high all the time.
Yeah, maybe it was. And then how about, so they say Diego's corner is looking a little lean. He had one fucking guy in his corner. One fucking guy
I didn't
with
notice that. Okay.
no MMA experience.
Why is
so
that?
I was telling Pete, I said $100 says when they come to Diego's corner, he's going to be focusing on breathing. So they go to the corner, he's like, okay, breathe in, breathe out. This guy, they're not giving this guy any fucking technical advice.
Nope.
Here's my advice to Diego. Stand and bang. Make it a brawl. But yet he wants to fucking continue to grapple, and it looked like what? A man versus a boy grappling? He was getting handled.
Yeah, Chiesa looked like he was in a whole nother weight class. And I'm looking at the stats here. So significant strikes landed by Diego, 7. Michael Chiesa, 47. Total strikes, 31 by Diego and 132 by Michael Chiesa. I mean, it was pretty much a railroading.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, not even close
And
fight.
the corner can't give him any advice of what to do. It was just gross. Like, I don't want to see him go out like that.
He should have just went back to brawling. I would have told him, just go out there and fucking
do
just
not
go
grapple.
ape shit. Don't try to... Yeah.
Because anytime he had a chance to disengage, he would just re-engage. And then he kept losing whatever position he may have had, lasted for 2 seconds, and then Chiesa would reverse it. It's like, fuck. And then Chiesa said Diego also oil checked him during the fight, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I thought I saw that, and then Chiesa confirmed it. So.
Yeah, his style is definitely forward, press a guy against the cage and make him brawl.
Yes, that is how you win. If you're Diego Sanchez, you need to make it a dirty fight and fucking make the guy bleed. Because I think, and especially Chiesa, I think he lost from a cut maybe against Joe Lozon. So you can't cut him up. Okay. But you don't want to be grappling. And fucking, if you want to grapple, then fine. Do the Damian Maia versus Diego Sanchez. But god damn it, have some real cornermen. Because I think some of the MMA media was talking about that why did the Nevada State Athletic Commission let a guy that has no MMA experience be his only cornerman? Because that's just not safe.
Do they even sanction that stuff?
Yeah.
Do they have to?
Yeah. They're the ones who approve your corner.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Huh. So how do you let someone who has zero experience and the only guy in your corner be the only guy in your corner?
Maybe we should email him and be like, dude, can we corner you in your next fight?
I'll give you better advice. I'll tell you
stand
and bang! Stand and bang! That's all you gotta do, Diego!
Fucking game plan, main plan, all right? Go out there and just hit him with everything.
Oil check, kick to the balls, stand and bang.
Kick his ass. Like,
Rampage. What do I gotta do? Kick his ass! What, technically, what do I need? You gotta kick his ass, man! That's all you gotta do! Win the fight! Fuck, man. I think that's all I had for 239. Yeah. Good card, though, right? Like, this is one of those ones that looks good on paper and finally delivers. And
it was exciting to watch. I was super happy about it. I felt like, wow, this reminds me of the old days. They should do more of this.
Yeah. 3 brutal knockouts. Yeah. Can't ask for any more.
No.
So you want to start us off with some news?
Well,
or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Whatever.
I'll say my story.
So when did Walmart get into the MMA business? Did you see this? It's like, check out Walmart's exclusive interview with MMA fighter Ben Askren about what wrestling means to him. Teaching life skills to kids through wrestling in his upcoming fight versus Jorge Masvidal on July 6th.
Interesting.
I didn't read the article, but what the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe there's a heavy fan base of Ben Askren at Walmart.
Maybe he has a clothing line? I don't know.
At Walmart.
I mean, that would
Maybe
mean.
it's pillows.
What is that then? No, what is this?
Scissoring?
No, synergy.
Oh, synergy. Sorry.
Right? Interview from the guy, and then we're gonna sell a clothing line. Maybe that's what it's all about. I
think he should have his own brand of pillows.
Yes.
Sleeping bag, even. Sleeping bag. That would be more epic. The Ben Askren sleeping bag.
He went to sleep hard.
He did.
And unfortunately, he's gonna have a rough ride in UFC.
Well, he said his face didn't hurt or anything. He was pretty much nothing bad happened. He just got
yeah, because everything landed on the chin. He got the knee was chin, shoulder, and then the rest of the punches were like chin, neck. Very accurate. Jesus is accurate.
Apparently so. Okay. My question to you is why are they doing this? Someone's gonna get their fucking neck broken.
Well, slapping's fashionable.
Yeah, but you're basically like letting a guy tee off on you without protecting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, that sounds great. In the face. So it's gonna,
that's what it's all about, Ingo.
Someone's gonna get killed. Oh, he's got his shooter glasses.
That's what it's all
very
about.
Versace over here.
I got a major migraine. I gotta go
you
a
need
little,
cigar
little low key right now.
and a fluffer.
It's fine. What are you doing?
I
Nothing.
feel like with those glasses, it should be like a fluffer that follows you around everywhere.
It's fine. I can handle that. My wife will not approve. So there was a new estimate on the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 6. Remember last week it was the president of Bare Knuckle saying, oh, we did fucking 200,000 pay-per-view buys. So now Dave Meltzer came out and said, hey, it did 18,000 buys on traditional television, and that didn't include the online purchases. And he said it's extremely rare for the TV pay-per-view buys to be the same as the digital buys. He said typically you get like 15 to 25% additional buys through digital.
Okay.
So you're probably looking at 22,000 buys, not 200,000 buys. So
Oh, big difference.
a little bit. Like, what the fuck?
So where's the real stat?
Where's the money? I don't know. Call it 20.
What's the truth?
20 is probably the
200,000
truth.
sounds ridiculous.
It does.
Oh wait.
But you've got a boxer on there.
Yeah, but that's still really high.
I know.
Just simply because of the medium as well. Because not as many people are familiar, even with the UFC numbers. I think are lower partially because of the new shit that they got.
Yeah.
ESPN app and stuff. So I can't see this being. The number they gave me was 200-some thousand. I thought that was shocking.
Yeah, it does.
I don't buy that.
So I just hope they were making money so they can continue operating. I just don't know how long this thing goes along. I don't know.
It's so weird with the glasses.
I won't keep them on forever. I just need a little bit of break from the lights.
It's fine. They look good on you. It's like kind of it's strange. Yeah, you need.
I don't like it. I'm not that guy, but
You could be.
you have a migraine. You gotta fucking work it out.
I don't have any more news really. I have knowledge, I guess, or just a funny story, but I'll say that for later.
All right. Well, I saw Julia Budd. She's a Bellator fighter. She says she would like to fight Gabi Garcia in Rizin.
Oh, okay. Isn't she like half her size?
Yeah.
She's tiny,
Because she
right?
was saying her husband used to fight in, I don't know who her husband is, but he used to do all those old school MMA where there was no weight class. And she says she's open for that kind of challenge. So can we make this happen? Because I want to see a legitimate fighter fight a Gabi Garcia. And not Gabi Garcia beating up like 65-year-old women.
Oh yeah. Or the Asian wrestlers or whatever.
Right.
She's
Or what,
fucking
like
going.
4'2". She's a midget fighter. Like,
Yeah.
we can't have that.
Well, I'm down for that. What if she wins?
No.
Something crazy.
Well, think about the grappling and how well Mackenzie Dern was doing against her.
Yes.
Like that's quite the thing. Let's do a little tweet of the week. How about this knockout? This I gotta get some sound on this.
Oh my God. Oh.
I think he killed this guy. I think there's a torn ACL there too.
Wow. That is some percussion. Man.
Sorry, I gotta stop. No more.
Watch it
my
one more
head.
time.
Soul snatched. One more.
Yeah, he's not looking too good. That reminds me of Gabriel Gonzaga versus Crow Cup.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's
a
brutal.
similar KO. Man, you got to keep your hands up.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, at least deflect it at some.
Fuck, so we had that one. How about Jorge Masvidal? The UFC had tweeted out, who gets served on Saturday? And then Jorge Masvidal replies, hope you're full. Pound sign, the baptism.
Ah, he's
Fucking baptizing everybody.
Baptizing
He should be out there like doing some.
Get his smoke thing out. Maybe he'd have a snake around his neck when he walks out.
Yeah, what's the movie? The Exorcist. He should learn some of the lines from the priest when he's exorcising people.
Okay.
I'd be into that. Or Boss Logic had this tweet where he made a version of the Flash for fucking Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Looks fucking badass.
It does. Still did. Don't want to cross that guy though.
No. Paige Van Zandt swimsuit edition.
Okay.
Another picture. I don't think we've seen this one.
Oh, hello. See, I'm torn because she looks appealing, but then I'm like, those are fake. It's
I know. As long as I don't have to touch them, I'm okay. I wish they were real. I'm just gonna pretend they're real in my head.
Maybe that's what she thinks.
Right.
Back with the glasses.
Sure. And do some Ask the Nuts.
Sure.
Got a couple. I'm dying over here.
I can tell. It's all good. We're almost done. You got this.
Jaron Christian asks, "What makes a good boss? Would you like to work for Dana White?"
No.
So, I would. Depends who you are. If I'm a fighter, hell no. If I'm an executive, I'm probably treated really well.
Oh, good point. Probably. Yeah.
You know, what makes a good boss? Well, someone who listens to you, someone that'll employ your awesome ideas, someone that will give you habitual raises when you approach them for.
Great.
But you can't just go in and go, "Hey man, I need a raise." You go in. I always went in with fucking documentation.
Here's the reasons why.
And say, "Hey man, here's what I did for the last 6 months. I went from here to here.
The last 3 days.
And now I want to be here."
Look, in the last 3 days, I was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think I need a raise. I think a lot of bosses forget that they hire people for. They need to remember that these are assets, and in order to take advantage of those assets, you have to let them be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
People are always trying to control shit. That makes a bad boss. A boss who's trying to
you don't want to be micromanaged. That's the worst.
You got to use your people as though they're tools and let them kind of do their thing, and that's a great boss, I think. Listening is important.
Yes.
Like the number one.
And then Rodrigo Machado would close it out. It's time. # Nuts Roll, # Matt Rape Train, # Ingo Sugar Daddy. What's one thing people would never know about you guys just by looking at you?
I don't know. That's a great
I don't.
I have a 10-inch cock.
Sweet.
Or 14. I don't know.
It depends.
Depends on the day.
We're using metric, centimeters.
What would they know about by looking at me?
I don't know. Moving to question 2. Have you ever made a decision that changed your entire life? If so, what was it? Yeah, I got a couple. So, I'd say the Tough Man competition, entering that, and, I entered at the heavyweight division, and if I had won that fight, I would have gone down a fighting path, but I didn't. I only won fucking fight of the night, but had I won the whole tournament, then I would have been going down a fighting career. So that's one thing. And then the other thing was in college, just going for degrees, you go in undecided for probably your first couple of years and then decide, oh, well, I want to be a police officer and then go into the FBI. And then in one of my classes, one of my professors is a police officer, and he says, all right, well, half of you guys are going to end up divorced. The other half of you guys are going to become alcoholics. I said, I am done with this career path. Yeah. So he made me change right away. So, I switched my career to business after that, but had to finish out the amount of credits I had built up in sociology. So you get out with a degree in sociology with an emphasis in criminology and then a minor in business. But if I don't have that guy as a teacher, I may go down that path. And being an alcoholic and a divorced one on top of it, not good.
Doesn't sound appealing. No.
I'll take a pass.
Okay, I'm gonna say going through divorce and then deciding to do graduate school to become a counselor. Mm-hmm. Those two, that path is a lot more aligned with who I am, and I don't think I would have ever made that decision if I didn't have all that chaos in my marriage. So I think that was like a big turning point in my life where I'm finally living like who I am. This is me, finally. It wasn't me before, and it wasn't because of the marriage. It's just, I don't know, it wasn't me. Now it's me. So it's kind of changed a lot
we get time to figure out who you are, right?
Yes. So, and sometimes I think that's difficult when you're young because you're not smart enough to know, figure that out. So you do it later in life. And I've run into a lot of cool people who are on similar paths who figured themselves out through like turmoil, you know, in their personal life. So I think you can learn from everything, which is really cool. Some people learn and some people become alcoholics. So it just kind of depends on.
Or habitual masturbators.
That too. You can be both at the same time.
Okay.
That could be even fun.
Fair enough.
Right?
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for a woman? He says, come on, be honest, guys. I've done nothing crazy for a woman.
For a woman.
I said, you either take me as I am or you don't. That's the way I operate. I've never done anything crazy.
I don't know what you mean by crazy. I mean, I've definitely chased women, but I don't think that's crazy.
I once went to Red Lobster and bought everything on the menu.
Oh, that's a good point. That reminds me, when I was in high school, I was trying to date this chick who I thought was super cool, and I ended up going to a Boy George concert with her because she loved Boy George, and I got hit on in the bathroom, and I learned my lesson at that, and I was like, you know what? And I didn't even get laid. It didn't work out. But the point is, look, you can do a lot of things, and maybe you should just be yourself. That's better than trying to be somebody you're not.
100%.
So don't go to Boy George concerts unless you're into that.
So he's still alive? I don't know.
Maybe. Do you really want to hurt me, Matt?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. What is your most valuable and most useless skill? Two separate ones.
My most useless skill?
Well, most valuable, I think, for me is just figuring out how shit works and then exploiting that to the fucking 10th degree.
That's true. Yes.
Most useless, there's probably a couple. I think when I was working at this internet-based company and, you know, they're always on the verge of going out of business, and they tell us, or my boss tells me, hey, man, I don't care what you do this next week because we're probably going to be out of business. So I said, okay, I'm going to fucking become the best yo-yoer you ever have seen. So I bought all these yo-yos, and every day I'd go to work, I'd just be sitting there fucking yo-yoing in the aisles and working on all my tricks and shit. And nobody said dick to me because they knew we were going to go out of business. And then at like the 24th hour, they got more funding. We're back in business, bitches.
No more yo-yos.
I guess I'm not yo-yoing anymore.
So sad.
But I still have the skills.
Okay. Useful skill, resilience. I got that from my mom. So
what?
My resilience.
Giving ladies Brazilians?
No,
like
that too.
Bikini waxer?
I'm great at that. No, the resilience.
Okay.
Being able to persevere through shit. So I think that's a useful life skill. Most useless skill? I don't even know. I don't have a yo-yo thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Useless. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything that's useless. Most things are useful.
Yeah, because I throw away the useless.
I kind of, yeah.
Side note, it says Jorge Masvidal is the type of guy to break a record while simultaneously ending one. True fact.
Yes.
Fuck, Marry, Kill. Celebrity Edition number 51. MMA made me come number 3. Okay, first we start with Andrea Lee.
Okay.
Andrea KGB Lee.
Oh, hey, hello.
Yep.
I definitely like that. That's in my wheelhouse.
And then Kat Zingano.
You know, I'm kind of going a little cold on her lately. She hasn't been looking so great.
And then Tisha Torres. She's all of 4-2.
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
She's dead.
I'm going to have to marry the first one and bang Kat Zingano. What was this again?
Andrea Lee.
Yeah,
Andrea KGB Lee.
I like that. I do.
I think I'm going to bang her. I'm going to marry Kat because I like them a little more milfy, a little older.
Okay, milfy and older is good.
Yep.
Good for you.
Okay, knowledge.
I do.
Get into it.
I have. If you're ever gonna at a baseball game and you're gonna catch a foul ball, this is the way to do it. This man right here knows what he's talking about. So he catches the foul ball.
Yep.
Then he goes, "Have you seen this?"
No.
He says, "Yep, gonna chug this beer now."
The poor 90% on me.
The crowd goes crazy. So.
Oh, and then he gets the spike. Yeah! Looks like Jim Brewer.
He kind of has like that. Yeah. Jim Brewer. Jim Carrey.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer. Yeah. He's got maybe.
When he spikes it, comes back up for air.
But yeah, so pretty cool. I thought that's the way to be. He left-handed it, barehanded, left-handed catch. Look at that face. I'll forward that to you so you have it.
All right, I got 3 things over here.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you know the bottle caps challenges have been going off the reservation. So here's one guy. He's got a chef knife. He's taking swings on things.
Whoa.
He's on a water bottle. Goes for a spinning back kick and fucking cracks his skull open. Mind you, he still has a fucking chef knife in his hand.
That's insanity. He could have cut himself.
I saw Steve-O did one with his dick.
What do you mean?
The water bottle challenge. He whipped his dick around and knocked the cap off.
That sounds horrible. Why would you watch that?
It's blurred out.
Blurred out.
Why? Because I like the gays, Ingo.
Apparently so.
I get enough dick in my life.
You can always have more dick in your life.
Yep. So here's a good street fight, and anything goes in a street fight, so I'll just set it up that way.
Oh, damn. 2 girls?
Yeah.
Hair pulling. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, top game. Oh, she's eating. She bite her in the cooch.
That looked so fucking painful. That's not right. Should you bite a box if you're on bottom?
I don't know, man. If you're going to get your box up in my face, I'm biting that shit. I think all is fair. I think it's fair. Totally fair. You did scream like a little girl. That was pretty epic.
And then apparently the ferrets are learning from this. So.
The ferrets?
Yes. This guy's
Are they biting each other's boxes?
No, this guy's taking a ferret out of a box. He's like, hey, man, I saw that work. Look at it, bite you in the dick.
Oh, shit. That's no joke.
I would have kicked that thing so
that thing
far.
would be dead, dude. I would have ripped it in half,
yeah.
right? Squeezed them.
Because what has bitten me before? Crayfish, when you pick them up sometimes.
In the dick?
No, just on the finger. And then it won't let go, so I just put it under my foot and then fucking stomped him and then ripped his arm off afterwards.
There you go, fucker.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. If something attacks you, you gotta fuck them up.
Yeah. No mercy.
That's right. Strike first, strike hard.
There's no mercy.
Cobra Kai, motherfucker.
We need shirts.
I have shirts. Yeah, I
need
don't like Cobra Kai
tank
one.
tops. Where'd you get it from?
Probably Amazon.
I should order. I want a tank top. Cobra Kai.
Sure, you probably get a pink one.
Not pink.
Hot pink.
Why's it gotta be pink?
Halter top.
A halter? What?
Come on, show a little belly, little titty.
Okay. I'll wear it on a trip.
It's perfect.
Hey guys.
Power fishing.
How are you doing? This guy's up north. You're like,
man.
fuck, man. We could totally fuck with that guy. That'd be the epic.
Sure.
We show up all gay and shit, and the guy's like,
What
what?
the fuck?
Hello, baby. How are you? You know, Pete. We get Pete like John Leguizamo kind of thing going on.
We gotta shave Pete's head while we're out
what's
there.
that movie with Patrick Swayze? Thanks for everything. Tu
Wong Fu.
whatever, where they're all gay or cross-dressing or something.
I don't know.
That's actually a funny movie.
You're frightening me.
What?
I don't know.
Why do you know the title of it?
Because I fucking masturbate to it every other day.
Okay, nice.
What's a guy supposed to do?
Totally.
I got hands.
Totally fish and drag. That'd be great. We're not. That has been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Ruth, thanks for playing.